Hi, my name is Andy. Probably you saw me in other movies like Here I Come in Alaska or How to Live in the Jungle. But today I'm here on the bank of a river to talk to you about a serious problem. The problem is that the salmon is en route of elimination. So in that context, it's very important to know how the salmon reproduce. Salmon is a very useful spice for the human. First of all, we can heat it, and in the salmon we can heat the eggs, the meat, it's especially good, and we can also heat the skins. Then the oil of the salmon is also used as a drug to reduce the cholesterol. So I hope the previous fact just convicts you that that the salmon is very important in humans' life and we have to act. So for the rest of the emission, we will see in details the step one by one of the reproduction of the salmon, and after we will interview a small fisherman from the town, and he will explain us what we can do to increase the population of salmon. So see you later and enjoy. Fisherman is just there. Hey fisherman, what we can do for salmon?
Hey, first of all, persons who live around a river have to be careful about pollution. Like this. This is a good example of pollution. And this is bad for the environment and for the salmon. After this, the industry and the city who are in proximity of the river have to be careful about pollution because they tip a lot of waste into the river and into the lake, and this is bad for the salmon. After this, persons who fishing like me on a beautiful river like this have to respect the law about how much salmon you can fish, and this is for preserve the salmon. This is very important. But the worst thing you can do when you live around a river is the deforestation, and let me explain why. So the deforestation. Normally around a river we saw a lot of vegetation who absorb the nutrients like phosphate and nitrate and the organic material. But with the deforestation we don't have vegetation, so the nutrients go right into the river and it causes the eutrophisation. We call it washing. The eutrophization, with the eutrophisation, more plants, aquatic plants, absorb the oxygen. So there is less oxygen for the fish like salmon. For finish, when you fish, you gotta fish fair with a good technique like this. Put net in the river to catch salmon is not a good technique and it's not good for all of us. So thank you. Now I am with two scientists. First of all, Dr. Amelie and Dr. Camille. They will explain you the step of the salmon reproduction.
Hello, I'm the scientist Camille. I will talk about the first step of the reproduction of the salmon. The salmon has two principal habitats, the river and the ocean. The salmon born in freshwater, typically at high latitudes. 1 to 5 years old was spent by the salmon in the ocean, where they become sexually mature. Adult salmon return to their natal stream for reproduction. In general, it occurs in the end of the summer. Over 1,000 kilometers was traveled and over 2,000 meters was climbed from the freshwater by the salmon. The salmon physiology was changed before entering into freshwater. It became bigger, red, and the hook we call hype were developed. This is the hook. The hook specially appear for the fight between two salmon during reproduction. They stop feeding when they enter into freshwater to keep their energies on the development of sperm for the males and the eggs for the females. The male arrive first and they start to strike out territories. After, when the females arrive, 1 or 2 males, maybe more, will approach them to keep the female and have the territories. The male will fight hardly. Sometimes the salmon can die too. Salmon can die. And the strongest will have the female and the territories.
Previously, my friend Camille explained you the first part of the salmon reproduction, and now I will explain you the second part. First, the spawn process was initiated by the female by digging a nest for her eggs in the gravel. She does this by turning slightly on one side and fanning her tail. It digs a hole of 10 to 20 centimeters under the gravel. The hole is called a red. When the red is ready, a signal was sold by the female to say that her eggs are ready to be laid. The female is rejoined by the winning male, and side by side they release their gametes above the red. 2 to 10,000 orange eggs were laid, and only 4 or 5 of them will return to the ocean. The eggs were fertilized by the male by releasing white milk that contained millions of sperm. And next, the eggs were covered by the female with gravel from predators and currents. The pair moved upstream, and the process was repeated until they are out of gametes or out of energy. The male can reproduce with many females until they are strong enough, and the female usually reproduce with one male. If the female doesn't die, its nest will be guarded during 1 or 2 weeks. Then the strongest will return to the ocean, and the weakest will die in the river. In April, the eggs hatch, and the first step of its life is called alvin. At the end of the first summer, the alvin will be transformed in a fry and will be about 5 centimeters long. After 1 or 2 years in the ocean, the fry leaves to go after 1 or 2 years in the stream, the fry leaves to go in the ocean and will become a smoke. It is where it will become a mature salmon.
To finish, it's important to well understand the reproduction of the salmon, because a good knowledge of this process will help us to save the salmon that is a species that is in route of elimination. So my assistant Guillaume will remember you the important step of this process, and we'll finish with the prediction for this, with some advice for the salmon.
So thank you, Samuel. First of all, the salmon return to her natural state. After this, when the eggs are ready to be laid, the male fertilizes the egg. After that, when the egg hatch, the salmon just live in the stream and grow there before going in the ocean. So it's nice to know this information, but it's better to use it for protect the salmon, protect the nature, and protect the world. So thank you for all of us, and that's it.